If you have been thinking about couples therapy and you've been wondering about EFT specifically, today I'm going to tell you a little bit about what it is, how it works, and why it is so effective. So, hi, I'm Emma Coble. I'm a licensed professional counselor in Colorado who also sees clients in Florida. First of all, if you have found yourself kind of saying, like, we love each other, we really want to make this work, but we're caught in the same cycles or patterns, or we're having trouble communicating, EFT could be exactly what you need to break the negative cycle you are in and learn how to communicate better. It's one of the most researched therapies for couples. I love it because it helps you rebuild trust. It helps you know how to communicate what's underneath what's going on, as well as the fact that it is really not about blaming one partner or saying that one person needs to do, to fix XYZ thing about themselves. It's really about how we operate together as a unit, and then how we kind of come together. So it's a model that was developed by Dr. Sue Johnson, and it really goes deep. So it's not about just like, it doesn't just stay put in sort of like the content of your fights. So maybe you're always having the same fight about, family and spending too much time with one partner's family. EFT goes deeper, and so it goes to the root of what's going on inside those fights. So when we go and stay with your family for weeks, but we don't take a vacation ourselves, maybe not feeling like a priority, or not feeling or feeling hurt, and like what that shows up like in my body when that happens. So EFT helps you understand sort of like the underlying needs and fears that are driving the conflict, rather than, again, just staying on the surface and learning how to solve various conflicts that are going to keep getting thrown at you as life happens. So when our connection feels threatened, we often react in certain ways, and this is part of the theory of EFT. One partner tends to withdraw and shut down. So this may look like getting quiet, pulling away, going to pursue alone time, often without saying anything about that. The other partner will often pursue and try and resolve the conflict, or try to get connection, or sometimes this also looks like getting angry, criticizing, demanding closeness. And this pattern that we go into when there is a conflict, it becomes a loop that often keeps people really stuck. And so this is something that in EFT therapy, in the sessions with your therapist, you will be identifying this cycle inside your relationship. So, when you get quiet, I feel rejected and I start to panic, and when I start to panic, I feel this feeling of dread inside my heart. And it reminds me of when I was, a kid and my parents divorced and I felt abandoned. And when that happens, I get scared and I try to get you to come closer because I'm scared of you leaving, and I criticize, or whatever. So we start to identify the beginnings of that cycle. We wouldn't go that deep in the early sessions. The other partner might say something like, yeah, when I can't get it right, or when you get upset, or you criticize me, I feel like I can't get it right, and then I shut down because I feel hopeless. So your therapist will help you understand like the deeper emotions, get to the deeper emotions beneath those actions and those feelings. Both parties are thought to, in this, like, you have good intent, both people have good intent. Both people are getting hijacked and triggered in these situations, and they're unable to access those deeper feelings underneath. So through the process of EFT couples therapy, we getting triggered involves going into that fight, flight, freeze mode, and we become reactive, we become shut down. And this isn't because we don't care at all, it's because we feel unsafe in those moments. So rather than doing that and continuing to do that, couples learn to identify their triggers and emotional fears and share them and be vulnerable without blaming the other person, and respond in a way that creates safety and trust and intimacy rather than in a way that shuts the other person out or criticizes them. This rebuilds like a sense of emotional safety and security in the relationship, and a sense that it's safe to be vulnerable in this relationship. So EFT has been shown to be incredibly effective. Around 70 to 75% of couples move from distress to recovery during EFT therapy. Around 90% show significant improvement in relationship satisfaction as well. EFT really focuses on the bond between partners, not just the behavior, as we're talking about. It really helps you understand like the core of the emotional disconnection instead of just staying stuck in, again, that day-to-day content of what's happening. So what kinds of issues can this help with? So many issues. Repeated arguments, communication problems, emotional loneliness or distance or disconnection in the relationship, infidelity and betrayal, navigating different attachment styles, different transitions like parenthood or loss of a parent, long distance things. And when you both have trauma, I think EFT is, and trauma is my specialty, I think EFT is especially helpful because it honors that trauma and helps you communicate and understand and identify how that trauma is contributing, and then it actually helps your partner show up and be a better partner for you in that trauma. So you can expect that EFT it sometimes doesn't look super structured when you're in it as a client, but there are three sort of stages to it. The first is the de-escalation phase when you first come in. You are identifying that negative cycle. The therapist is helping you do that, understanding what drives it emotionally. In reconnection, which is the second stage, you start to express the deeper needs and feelings and fears beneath that and how to reach for each other in a different way. In consolidation, you strengthen the new bond you've built and create tools to maintain that safety as you move forward. Many couples really notice changes within a few months. But it can go, you can do this for longer. Many of the couples I work with choose to do it for longer. So this is a modality I think is really great. I also will say I think a lot of couples start to notice improvements within even the first few sessions. Like you come out of that de-escalation phase, you feel a lot safer inside the relationship, starting this therapy and understanding the cycle you're in and that no person is to blame and just seeing it in front of you. So if you are in this cycle, if you feel like you can't get out of it, if it feels like you're stuck, I think give EFT therapy a try. And if you are in Colorado or you're in Florida, reach out. I offer free 15-minute consultations. Hope you have a great day.